So, have you ever asked yourself, how do people get out of debt? You might be listening to this and maybe you are stuck in debt, or maybe you have been into debt, or maybe you know someone who is in debt, or maybe you are just excited to learn about ways on how you can get out of debt. Well, this is for you. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 practical ways on how you can get out of debt easily. So, how do you get out of debt? Number 1, acceptance. What do I mean by acceptance? Acceptance is acknowledging the position that you are financially. When you accept your current situation, it makes it easy for you to be able to get out of debt because it all begins with the mindset. So accept your current situation because everyone makes mistakes. It's not only you. And getting into debt is not the end of life. So you need to accept your current situation. Acknowledge where you are financially. Number 2, disclosure. What does this mean? Disclosure, it means to be open and transparent to both yourself and somebody else. Who is this somebody else? It can be your partner. It can be your financial advisor. It can be maybe a trusted friend. You need to have someone whom you'll be open about your financial status. So disclosure is very important because transparency is key when you're trying to get out of debt. So I've said number 1, acceptance. You need to acknowledge where you are financially. Number 2, I've said disclosure. You need to be open about your current situation. Don't be embarrassed by your current situation. Be open, be transparent, be honest. And number 3, strategy. What does this mean? It means you need to develop a clear, actionable plan for you to pay off your debt. A strategy is very important when you're trying to get out of debt. Strategy is very key. Whether it's paying the high interest one or the low interest one, it does not matter how your strategy looks like as long as it works for you. Because having a debt is not the end of life, which means you can still save, you can still invest and also pay your debt because all you need is just a balance. And this balance is determined by your strategy. So when you're coming up with a strategy, you need to develop a strategy that will be able to put you in a position whereby you have a balance between paying off your debt and saving and investing and living your life without worries. Because at the end of the day, we all need to live without worries. I know there are many ways on how you can get out of debt, but I've just given you 3 practical ways which works for me. And one thing you need to understand is that what works for me might not work for you. So if it does not work for you, it does not mean that it doesn't work. It's just not for you. So be cautious on how you apply these methods. Know that people are different. People have different goals. People have different living standards in a way that some strategies may not work. But it's good to give it a try.